Welcome to EDU687, Emerging Technologies in Educational Leadership. We're currently in week 6, Tuesday, June 21st, and this is our final online class. Let's take a look at tonight's agenda. We're going to talk about the objectives, the Florida Principal Leadership Standards, the assigned readings, which are Chapter 7 Key Concepts and Questions, the WCG modules, which are due tonight, and the Technology Rotation Plan due June 28th. We also have our references. The objectives for this session. The educational leadership researcher will be able to engage reluctant learners through technology, administrative decision making and technology, address equity issues, discuss the uses of social media for administrative communication. We continue to use the Remind app, and we've been using this quite frequently throughout our course. We utilized this last week to notify everybody that the session was going to be held in the computer lab, and we're also going to continue using it throughout the rest of the course. Let's go ahead and take a look at our tentative course calendar. Tonight, we're going to talk about the WCG workbook assignments, and what I did in later slides is took snapshots of how to access the WCG modules, and I made life easy for you by downloading the template and having it in a Word format where all you need to do is type the info and upload to LiveText as a PDF. Please also keep in mind that on the 28th, your technology rotation plans are due. The Florida Principal Leadership Standards that are covered in the EDU 687 course are Standard 8, School Management. Effective school leaders manage the organization, operations, and facilities in ways that maximize the use of resources to promote a safe, efficient, legal, and effective learning environment. Standard 9, Communication. Effective school leaders practice two-way communications and use appropriate oral, written, and electronic communication and collaboration skills to accomplish school and system goals by building and maintaining relationships with students, faculty, parents, and community. Now, we're going to be using the textbook tonight and completing the online workbook for Chapter 7. The template for the online workbook can be found on the website that has been emailed to you. Let's begin Chapter 7, Multimedia in Education, and talk about some key points. Read Chapter 7, Multimedia in Education, from pages 115 through 132. Some key points to consider. Review the development and use of multimedia technologies in education. The focus is on instruction. The interest and investment increases and appeals to teachers and students. There's a definition of multimedia as it pertains to educational technology as well. Now, consider the graphic. This explains Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences and talks about a framework for how instruction is utilized in multimedia. It's important that as educators, we adequately prepare our students to live and thrive in a society where technology is dependent. Now, there's also a challenge of educating students to thrive in the society that we currently live in because multimedia, which includes both hardware and software components, can be used to enhance technology in the classroom by teachers presenting PowerPoints, Prezis, etc. And also on the student level where you have projects such as discovery learning and a lot of digital tools that students create that are at a higher level of complexity. It's important that as educators, we are cognizant of copyright infringement in utilizing copyright material, which can include videos, images, as well as sound. Now, in Chapter 7 of the online workbook, we're going to take a look at some key concepts and questions. Question 1. Multimedia technology has been evolving slowly but steadily during the past decade. How has this technology affected your daily activities? How do you see multimedia developing in the 21st century? 2. Multimedia means different things to different people. How do you define multimedia? 3. Multimedia is frequently used in conjunction with the application of technology for a variety of applications. Is multimedia strictly a technology phenomenon, or does it have some theoretical basis for teaching and learning? Explain. 4. Literacy is a frequently used term in education and generally refers to language, reading, and writing. Explain literacy in conjunction with multimedia. Does a need exist for developing multimedia literacy? Explain. Question 5. Multimedia can include a variety of hardware components. How are multimedia hardware components changing? Which do you consider the most beneficial for education? Why? 6. Multimedia can be used in a variety of applications. How would you differentiate multimedia applications as used by teachers for presenting lessons as opposed to use by students in learning? 7. Locating multimedia resources such as video, images, and sounds can be a time-consuming activity. If you were to design a multimedia project, how would you locate appropriate material? Do you need to be concerned about copyright in using this material? Explain. Next, let's take a look at creating critical thinkers through media literacy. Andrea Quijada at TED Talks. As you listen, think about how you can explain how the media can be a tool for self-determination and movement building. Next, let's take a look at how to sign in to the WCG modules. When signing into SSO, there are two paths to logging in, the federated or hosted. Under the federated column, your login credentials are the same as your local network logon. For example, if you are employed with a school district, you can access it with your username and password for that particular school district. Hosted means that your login credentials are provided by the FDOE via email. The email you provide will be sent a unique link that you can click on and access it through a hosted format. We have 48 federated districts, and you can see if your county is represented. We also have some hosted districts as well, which are 25. Step 1. Open an internet web browser. This can be Safari, Internet Explorer, Chrome, Firefox. Step 2. Go to the hyperlink. Step 3. Choose the appropriate option for login. Please note that the individuals employed by an educational organization, whether or not they teach, should choose educators. Step 4. When prompted to select an organization, use the drop-down list to locate the public school district or organization to which you are a member. Then select I see my school district. School districts specifically listed in the drop-down indicates the organization is federated. Select your school district and then click Continue to sign in. Your login credentials are the same as your local network logon. The second option is I don't see my school district. School districts not listed in the drop-down indicates the organization is hosted. Select SSO hosted users and then click Continue to sign in. Your login credentials are provided by the FDOE via email. Next, enter the username and password and proceed to login, whether it's federated or hosted. You're done. Now click on a resource. The secure SSO page is displayed with your name and authorized users and resources. Next, starting from scratch. Once the organization is selected, it is stored as a cookie on your computer. If you ever need to clear it and start the login from scratch, delete your internet browser cookies. See deleting internet browser cookies on the support page for more information. If you have any questions, you can go to the support page. You can look up your help desk information through the hyperlink, or you can email the service center, or call the service center number during weekdays 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, this is the snapshot that I took of how to access the WCG module Technology Infusion. And what I did was I accessed the module and I included green arrows that show you exactly what to click on and walks you through how you can actually access the modules. So the first step is to navigate to www.floridaschoolleaders.org and register or sign in if you have an account. After you enter your username and password, click sign in. Then, in step 2, you select the Learning Library tab. The green arrow points out to where you would click. Step 3. In the FSL Learning Library, online courses and professional learning resources, select Technology Infusion. Step 4. Click on the hyperlink using technology for instructional purposes. Step 5. Access using technology for instructional purposes, click and enter ASAP e-learning. Next, access and review the module chapters, master resource list, workbook links, and sitemap along with any PDF documents. Click where the green arrow indicates to start the module. After the module has been started, go ahead and review it and complete the workbook assignments for 5A and 8A. You can click on the links yourself or access the links that are right below this presentation. The WCG workbook modules 5A and 8A are due tonight, and it's worth 10 points. And finally, we have our references slide. So have a great week, and I'll see you next Tuesday.